Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera to Madam Lilish Rina Safi and fellow friends. Today we will present about road and highway construction. But before I begin, let me introduce myself and my group mates. My name is Nasri Hazwan bin Harizan, while my group mates are Muhammad Afi Afnan bin Muhammad Imran and Muhammad Amirul Shafiq bin Darwira.
The work to build and sustain this large network of transport network, however, is as important as it is laborious. Day and night, behind road barriers and even underground, infrastructure building seems around country are working to provide require roads and highways safely and efficiently. But it can grueling to manage this job, to say the least. Connecting large teams across distance and coordinating with scattered data and information is very difficult. Case study will concentrate on the Pan-Borneo Highway. This is the largest road project in the Malaysia that covering more than 2,000 kilometers. Upon completed, Sabah and Sarawak will be linked through the Brunei Sultan. The first planning of road and highway construction is financing. Financing is demand for safer, better performing, less congested highway has been created by the growth of motor vehicle industry and subsequent economic growth. In the past, the growth of trade, educational institution, housing, and defense has largely drawn on government budget, rendering public highway funding a challenge. The multi-purpose feature of highways, the economic climate, and the development in technology for highway pricing are continuously evolving. The cost per kilometer for road works Sarawak Pan-Borneo Highway is estimated at 15.97 million ringgit Malaysia, covering all relocation of utilities and road equipment. The inclusive cost of building bridge and intersection per kilometer is estimated around 19.36 million ringgit. Second is environmental impact assessment. The social and economic picture of any size community can be disrupted by polyplane design, developed and maintained highway. Common adverse effects on highway construction include habitat and biodiversity damage, air and water pollution, and the degradation of the social cultural structure of a community. The highway system must be designed and maintained at high level and standard. There are three primary measures for incorporating environmental consideration. This approach is known as EIA. First is identification of the full range of possible impact on the natural and socio-economic environment. Second, evaluation and quantification of this impact. Third, formulation of measures to avoid, mitigate, and compensate for the anticipated impact. Third is highway safety. Management of safety is a systematic process that strives to reduce the occurrence and severity of traffic accident. The man-on-machine interaction with road traffic system is unstable and poses a challenge to highway safety management. The key for increasing the safety of highway system is to design, build, and maintain them to be far more tolerant of the average range of this man-on-machine interaction with highways. Technological advancement in highway engineering have improved the design, construction, and maintenance methods used over the years. The advancement have allowed for naval highway safety innovation. By ensuring all the situation and opportunity are identified, considered, and implemented as appropriate, they can be evaluated in every phase of highway planning, design, construction, maintenance, and operation to increase the safety of our highway system. During the construction of Pan Borneo, traffic remained heavy on the existing Serang Road, which is the only land infrastructure connecting all of Sarawak rural settlement to town and cities. This is uninterrupted 24/7 across all sections. HSL has a team of almost 50 traffic safety officers stationed across 70 kilometers, including the bridge. The officer can also be spotted with his personal safety equipment, wearing high visibility vests while using baton and signage to signal motorists about the road diversion. The first process of road and highway construction is setting out. This is carried out by following the dimensions specified in layout drawing. A commonly used setting out procedure is the profile board method. A series of boards that show the exact level 1 meter above the complete construction level are placed at interval along the proposed line of the road. A profile board with a fixed height called a traveler is used for controlling the excavated level between the profile board. By placing the traveler in the sideline between two level boards, it can be seen whether or not the excavation has been carried out to correct level and adjusted accordingly. The level of each profile board is controlled using line level, which is short spirit level hung from a nylon string. The line operator moves the string up or down until the bubble is centered. Junction, hammerheads, turning base, and intersection curve are laid out in a similar manner. Second is earthwork. Earthwork is one of the major work involved in road construction. It involves the removal of topsoil along with any vegetation before scraping and grading the area to the finished formation level. This is usually done by tractor, shovel, grader or bulldozer. Below the formation level, the soil is known as the subgrade. It is essential that the strength of the subgrade is tested prior to earthwork beginning. Most earthworks are formed by cut and fill, and the type of fill material must be considered not only in terms of its physical property, but on the condition in which it is to be used and the methods of compaction. The KKB and WCT collaboration will restore and upgrade the Sungai Arif to Bintulu Bridge Airport intersection section on the highway. Works of housing, earthwork, geotechnique, drainage, road paving, as well as demolition site and site cleaning are a part of the contract. Finally is paving construction. Once the subgrade has been prepared and drainage or bury services installed, the paving construction can begin. Paving can be either flexible or rigid. There are pros and cons to each type, with one being selected over the other depending on the specific needs of a project. Rigid pavement tend to have lower maintenance costs, a longer design life, and higher flexural strength, but flexible pavement tend to have lower construction costs and have a higher ability to expand and contract with the temperature and do not need expansion joint. There are four main types of material that used in the road and highway construction. First is soil. Soil is a primary material for the foundation, subgrade, or the pavement in the case of low-traffic rural roads. It provides the essential flat base that offer the vital spot for the road structure. Second is stone aggregates. This is used for granular bases, sub-bases, as a part of bituminous mixes and cement concrete. They are also used as the primary material for relatively cheaper road, known as water-bound macadam. Third is asphalt and bitumen. Asphalt is a mixture of aggregate, binder, and filler used for construction, road, and the associated furniture. Asphalt is manufactured in a factory that heats, dries, and makes aggregate, bitumen, and sand into a composite mix. Finally is cement concrete. Concrete offers a lot of flexibility and ease of construction, making it an important road construction material. This is created by mixing cement, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, water, and chemical admixture.
There are several advantages of road and highway construction. First is shortened time travel because the driver can travel faster, especially at the highway. Second, reduced road accidents. The existing roads have been equipped with clear road lines as well as flat road surface. Third is increasing accessibility. Road users can go to their destination without any obstacle as the existing roads have now been widely built including in the village. Lastly, can increase local community economy because some communities do business by the roadside. For example, the situation that can be seen is in the village areas such as Rantau Abang, Terengganu. Every construction must have challenges. Between challenges in road and highway construction is a drainage problem. This road passing through hill need more care as far as drainage is concerned. There are no catchwater drains to divert and intercept the water from the hill slope. Whenever it rains, there is a massive mass movement of earth. The debris of landslide block the drainage along the roadside. Second is some process in highway construction require proper supervising, such as the road alignment and laying of asphalt. Also, the supervision should involve checking of quality of the material used for construction accordance with the specification in the highway drawings. Lack of a modern method of road construction also one of the challenges. Contractors in Malaysia only use old model machines because the price of modern road construction machines is very high. Hence, many projects such as highway and bridge do not meet cost and time performance requirement. Lastly, high initial construction and maintenance costs. At the initial stage, the road construction costs very high, especially in hilly areas. This is because of heavy earthwork and blasting of hard rocks that are to be done. It is a time-consuming process and takes years to complete the project. Move to the next point is maintenance. There are three main types of road maintenance. First, emergency road maintenance. Second, reactive road maintenance. And lastly, preventive road maintenance. Emergency maintenance is always unplanned and disruptive. Emergencies are life-threatening and even they do not happen often, municipalities need to have a contingency plan for when they occur. Usually, it is a simple act of nature that creates the need for an emergency repair, such as a heavy rain that can cause a mudslide. For the reactive road maintenance, this is a category of maintenance that involves fixing issues after they occur. The local authority will repair it if they got complaints from the public. The most common one is patching potholes. So the authorities need to check and repair as soon as possible because it affects the safety of users. Lastly, preventive maintenance. Regular inspection, timely road life extension treatments, and routine maintenance can keep streets from crumbling under the wear and tear of help steer away from more severe problems, such as repairing cracked ceiling and chip sealing. During the maintenance work, contractors are responsible for maintaining the free flow of traffic on these sections of the existing road. Temporary diversions shall be constructed wherever the site is intersected by the existing roads, footpaths, cycle tracks, or access to properties. The contractor also need to install and maintain adequate temporary construction sign in accordance with subsection by Jabatan Kerja Raya (JKR). I like to draw attention to the standard in road and highway construction. The authorities have created several acts and standards in road and highway construction in order to create uniformity in the design. This can also produce smooth, safe and reliable traffic movement. Lastly, to assist engineers in designing the engineering details of the road section. Based on the study, I found that two sources are often used as a reference in the construction of roads and highways, which is Construction Industry Standard and Guideline and Geometric Standard on a Road Network System. Construction industry standards explain a lot about the element and component of road that need to be built and maintained according to the standard. Example of element and component can be seen in this table. While the guidelines and geometric standards on road network system explain a lot about Malaysia road design standard and design standard specification. For example, of the thing emphasized is the construction of road quality depends on the use of the road. If the road is a highway, then the quality of the road that needs to be built is high due to the long road distance and vehicle traveling with high speed.
Safety standard for highway and construction site. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration developed standard to improve workplace safety and health. Part 1926 addresses safety concern for construction site, specifically the use of danger sign, caution sign, exit sign, directional sign, and traffic sign. The following requirements are only a few examples. First, construction sites should be posted with legible traffic sign at point of hazard. Second, all traffic control signs or devices used for the protection of construction workers shall conform to standards set by the manual on uniform traffic control devices. Third, accident prevention tags shall be used as a temporary means of warning employees of an existing hazard, such as defective tool, equipment, and etc. The last one, signaling by flaggers and the use of flaggers shall conform to standard established by the manual on uniform traffic control devices. Basic hazard known as the Focus 4 hazard. According to the Associated General Contractors of America Highway Workers Safety Program, there are 4 basic hazards known as Focus 4 hazard. These include falls due to improperly constructed surfaces and unprotected edges, struck by due to vehicle strike and falling or flying objects, caught in between, due to rotating equipment and unguarded parts, electrocution, due to contact with utility lines and life circuit. Safety tips for people who work on highway. Given the danger of roadside construction work, it's vital to know how to stay safe while working on a highway. Consider the following safety tips to protect yourself from work zone injuries. First, high visibility clothing. Wear high visibility clothes, armband, hats and vests, preferably fluorescent or reflective. Second, be observant. Be sure to look before you shift your position. Pay attention to all potential hazards, particularly blind spot, for moving construction equipment. Third, beware of side vehicle. Understand channel lane where walking is prohibited and where vehicle enter and exit the work site. Remain aware of any traffic in and out of the work site. Flaggers should be particularly aware when it comes to understanding traffic flow and work zone setup and ensure the traffic channeling devices are properly placed. Use spotters to look out for danger when loading and unloading equipment from vehicle. If you are a spotter, know where the best to stand and confirm what hand gestures mean. Understand communication signal. Understand all communication signal used between equipment operators and workers on foot. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment (PPE). OSHA standards provide criteria for personal protective equipment including protection for the head, feet, eyes, face, hearing and respiration. It could be the last defense between a worker and a possible injury. However, many injuries occur not because employees don't have protective gear but because they choose not to wear it. This means the employers not only need to provide the PPE but must require employees to always use it. Safety and health precaution for road construction work at night. First, traffic management plan. The contractor is responsible to ensure any activity involving public road to have an approved drawing of traffic management plan and valid work permit from local government authority before commencing any road closure such as warning sign, portable changeable message sign, PCMS, and flashing arrow sign, FAS. Second, traffic cone and cylinders. The aim is to guide approaching vehicle gradually into a lane passing the works by means of an approach taper and to ensure the driver can readily judge the limits of the carriageway throughout the length of the work. Third, temporary barriers for delineation. Temporary barriers for delineation may be used as an alternative to traffic cone and cylinders to separate the high traffic roads or highways from the work area of roadworks. Next, work area protection barriers. Work zone protection barriers are used to prevent off-track vehicles from penetrating into the work area. The barrier assembly and individual component must be designed to appropriate standards taking into account road conditions such as the approach speed. The last one is warning light. During nighttime work, all obstruction or road work must be properly delineated with prescribed road hazard warning light to indicate to road users the limit of the works. Next is sustainable consideration. First, sustainable management of natural resources. The characteristic of highway engineering is the consumption and the utilization of huge amount of aggregate and asphalt material. Second, new environment-friendly technologies. Technologies plays a very important role in sustainable development because it is one of the most significant ways in which we interact with our environment. Third, reducing emission. Significant emission arise from high construction activities. Next is mitigating habitat fragmentation. The construction of highway network inevitably leads to conflict with other land uses such as nature conservation and agriculture. This may result in the isolation and extinction of vulnerable species. And the last one is landscape and heritage protection. It is very important to respect the landscape character and quality of an area where the new highway will be constructed and integrate the road with the character of the surrounding landscape by maintaining the metric of local vegetation patterns. The guideline for highway construction is Highway Authority Malaysia Incorporation Act 1980, an act to establish the Highway Authority Malaysia to supervise and execute the design, construction, regulation, operation and maintenance of interurban highways, to impose and collect tolls, to enter into contract and to provide for matters connected therewith.